Imagine being small, helpless, and swept away by a raging flood. This is the story of a lion cub who faced the impossible and lived to tell the tale. Nature can be unforgiving, but within every challenge lies a lesson. Today's story is about a lion cub who fought against the odds and what we can all learn from it. In the golden light of the African savanna, our little cub was the heart of the pride. A tiny ball of fluff and boundless energy, chasing butterflies and tumbling with his siblings under the watchful eyes of the lionesses. His world was warm, safe, and filled with playful growls and the comforting scent of his family. Life was perfect. He knew nothing of struggle, only the gentle rhythm of the plains, the hunt, the rest, and the love of his pride. He was learning to be a king, but his first lesson would come not from a hunt, but from a storm. One afternoon, the sky turned a menacing shade of gray. The wind howled and rain began to fall, not the gentle showers the savanna was used to, but a torrential downpour. The once dry riverbed near their den transformed into a furious, roaring monster. Panic erupted. The pride scrambled for higher ground, but in the chaos, our small cub lost his footing. The surge of water was instant and merciless, tearing him away from his mother's side. Her desperate roar was swallowed by the thunder. He was just a tiny thing, tossed and turned by the churning, muddy water. Fear, cold, and a desperate sense of loneliness washed over him. Every time he fought his way to the surface for a breath, another wave would pull him back under. He was exhausted, his small body aching. It would have been so easy to just give up, to let the current take him. But something inside him, a tiny spark of instinct, refused to be extinguished. This is where true strength shows up, not in a roar, but in the will to take one more breath when you feel like you have none left. Just as his strength was failing, his paws brushed against something solid. It was a gnarled piece of driftwood, a broken branch torn from a tree, now his lifeline. With the last of his energy, he clung to it, his tiny claws digging into the wood. The world was a blur of brown water and lashing rain, but he held on. He didn't know where he was going or what would happen next. All he knew was this one simple act: hold on. Sometimes survival isn't about fighting the storm, but about finding something to cling to until it passes. It's about trusting the process, even when you can't see the end. Hours later, the storm subsided. The exhausted cub found himself washed ashore in an unfamiliar part of the savanna, far from home. He was alone, but he was alive. As he stood on shaky legs and let out a tentative meow, he wasn't the same playful cub. The flood had washed away his innocence, but it had replaced it with something far more valuable: resilience. He had faced the darkest moment and survived. He learned that even when life knocks us down, we have the strength within us to hold on. He had found his own strength, not through power, but through sheer will. His journey back was long, but with every step, he grew stronger. He learned to be resourceful, to listen to the whispers of the wind, and to follow the stars. And one day, a familiar scent drifted on the breeze. His pride. The reunion was a wave of relief and joy, his mother's rough tongue cleaning the last of the river mud from his fur. He had returned, not just as a survivor, but as a future king who understood the true meaning of strength. This little cub's story is a powerful reminder for all of us. Life will throw storms our way. We will feel lost, helpless, and swept away by circumstances beyond our control. But just like that cub, we have an inner strength we might not even know exists. It's the strength to hold on when everything is falling apart. It's the hope that even in the darkest moment, survival is possible. What lesson did this story teach you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. If this story inspired you, please share it with someone who might need a reminder of hope today. And don't forget to subscribe for more motivational stories just like this one. Thanks for watching.